All set. First off, I'd like to thank the fans. That we had a little over 16,000. I think that's a season high. Great turnout during the holiday season. Much needed against a talented physical opponent. I thought our guys did a good job getting off to a good start in the last two games. Last two games, probably our best job with assists, 20 and now 18. But even better job in taking care of the ball against a physical defensive team that doesn't allow you a lot of touches, doesn't allow you a lot of lane drives, or post feeds they double. And I thought Jonell and Jerron did an exceptional job against the double team and finding shooters. But again, when you make shots, that's what you look like. But the thing I told our guys, we got to always hang our hat on defense, and we did that. And I think the last couple of games from both halves, we're defending like we're capable of defending or we should be defending. Tom Barton had a career high tonight. I thought he shot it well, but he's been in the gym getting shots up, playing with confidence. Josh is playing, as better as well as any wing guard in the league right now in the last two games on both ends of the floor. He just has to stay aggressive and keep doing what he's doing. I thought we did a good job against that defense. You'd ask me before the game, I'd be surprised. I'll be totally honest with you, because the way they're so physical, they make catches hard, lane touches, lane drives, one of the best in the country. But again, when you make shots, you drive the ball, you're very aggressive, you're cutting, you're moving, you have spacing, good things happen. I thought it was probably Jordan McRae's best job defensively since he's been in the program on Harrison. Just one of those deals he had to guard him, because the other wing guys are big physical guys that rebound, especially when they started the game the way they started. But I thought he did a great job accepting the challenge defensively. But he's been better in practice in the last several games of really taking pride defensively. And Jonell, making his free throws. When he's making his free throws, he's active. Again, one of the best in the country at defending, trying to stop. It's just extremely hard with such a physical guy that's mobile. But a great team effort.
Coach, the offense is what jumps out at you. When Virginia kept in, remember speaking for the fourth year freshman scoring, did you see anything in practice for the last week?
Well, had to go back. Because as a coach, you got to assess and look at everything. When you feel like you're getting off the slow starts, and it's also the trainer Chad with Nick always sleeping in too late during the holidays. But we got off the slow starts during the school season. When school was in, how are guys eating? You look at those things. Are we sleeping too much? Are we getting guys up too early? A lot of different things you look at. And I just think, offensively, I feel like we need to, before we get into our actual play that we're trying to run, get movement to throw the defense off, but get guys constantly moving, rotating. Then you get into your action. So now you have flow to what you're doing. I thought our guys did a good job with, our press early, just putting pressure on the defense, keeping them off balance, but just really getting the movement. Again, just the start of how we get into our actual sets. I think it helps the guys a little bit better, because now they have to really cut and move to get open.
They've been taking so many shots, hitting the practices. The last couple of games just kind of really came off back.
I hope so, because when you put the time into it, that's what I told the guys. The thing that we have to consistently do, we got to defend, rebound, and play hard. The shots will come and go. That's part of the game. Some of the best that ever played the game miss shots. But as long as you're working on your shot, you're in the gym preparing yourself, and this is a time where guys take steps and getting better, then we'll be fine. So I knew with the work we were putting in, guys were ready to knock shots down, just a matter of doing it, and we did it, in the last two games. But they've been putting the work in. But again, for me as a coach, if we defend, rebound, and play hard, we give ourselves a chance.
Coach, you mentioned you were surprised. Just is maybe more surprising to maybe you guys were expecting a grind out, maybe not too like that.
Yeah. Well, the thing that we talked about, we wanted to play our game. We didn't want to come down and make 10, 11 passes. Because like I said, a great defensive team. We wanted to play, opportunities present themselves, take shots. You got to be very aggressive in attacking. In transition, you have easy baskets, take them. If not, move the ball, run your offense. But against a team like that defends so well, the ball has to get from one side of the floor to the other. It can't be one pass up unless you're wide open. But you got to move the ball, and then when Jonell and Jerron are scoring and active around the rim, and we're a tough team to defend.
Antonio, I think I had 7 points in the last 3 games, 14 tonight. Did you sense any frustration with him over the last few weeks?
I wouldn't necessarily say frustration, but a guy that makes shots and he's not making shots, of course that's concern as a basketball player. But again, I don't consume myself with it. If you're putting the work in, eventually those shots will fall. Now, if you're not putting the work in, that's another issue. But again, it goes back to defend, rebound, and play hard. If you're doing those things and not turning the ball over, then you give us a chance to win the game as a team. Because at the end of the day, it's about Tennessee.
Also, time and time again, it seems like you see teams set by 20 and a half, and the second half other team makes a run, they needle it down to 9 or 10 points. That didn't happen tonight. Not even close. Can you just talk about what you saw, in the second half?
Well, I think what happens, you're talking about a team, and I don't want this to come off like an excuse, but you're talking about a team with 3 returning starters and a lot of new guys. It's not a case of 7 returning, your first 5 returning, 2 guys that played a lot of minutes. You got 3 talented freshmen down in the fold. You got Jerron, 18 months removed. It's really what you have is Jordan McRae as a starter, Josh Richardson, Jonell Stokes. Now all of a sudden you got 2 talented point guards that come into a program that's already established with 3 key starters. And then you got Jerron trying to find his way. So it's not like it's a team that's everybody's back. Let's roll. So it takes time to as talented as Tonio is and as talented as Darius, they still have to learn the guy where Jordan wants the ball at in live games. Now it's okay in practice. Now all of a sudden somebody defending Jordan a different way, they're defending Jordan a different way. Well, I got to know where this guy needs the ball at, and that's not an easy thing to do because again, Tennessee went into the season with a reputation. So you just make adjustments as you go, and guys continue to get better. And I think these are some of the results of what our team could and should look like.
Is that maybe one of the reasons why you kept using the press a little bit up 24, just to remind the guys that keep playing fast?
Yeah, well, it wasn't the case, trying to run the score. Like I told the guys, if you got a transition layup that's obvious, you got to take it. If not, run your offense, because it's not about trying to score 100 points to embarrass an opponent. But just to keep pressure on what we're doing, locked in defensively, because I think the 94 defense can help us just keep teams off balance. And in a team like that, you want to speed them up because, again, as well as they play defense, in some ways, their offense is kind of like their defense, too, because they move the ball, they take time off the clock, and they grind you out. And if you're not physically ready to defend for 25, 26 seconds, it can be a long night.
How important is it, or how much different you guys with Josh scored? Like you game, like he does these couple games?
I just think with him being aggressive, if he's aggressive, whether it's off the dribble, making shots, it opens it up for those other guys because you're talking about probably the best defensive team when it comes to doubling the post. Well, the double wasn't as strong. Now you got perimeter guys making shots. You go back a year ago, the double was tremendous because you didn't have guys that consistently make shots. So now it's all the double team. And then Jerron and Jonell do a good job of passing out of a double. But when you're making shots, you're driving the ball, it's tough. I think more than anything was just I had to do as a coach. You have to look. I don't think there's anything exact, but we just had to get better movement. So that's why you kind of see the weave in different actions to get movement cuts, get space, and now you attack. Because now when you're doing that, you have to move as opposed to coming down. We run a play, throw it inside, and everybody's standing. But when you got movement going, you got fresh legs. And the same thing I tell guys when they come off the bench, you might have an open 3, but pass that first one up just to get your legs moving. Go get a rebound, get your blood flowing.
Coach, you mentioned the defense tonight. How much better was it? What do you think is the biggest problem? You look at the numbers. You didn't think you should 6% better from 3. Still wrong.
Taking pride. Taking pride. I mean, you have to want to defend, and that's a big part of your DNA. But also understanding this is what can help us be successful as a team. Because again, we probably spend 65–70% of what we do defensively. So I think a small percentage is, the way the game is called because you have guys that don't mind taking charges. So now there's lane drives because I'm afraid to step up or take that charge because of the block. Now that's part of it. But I think for the most part, just taking pride in defending and understanding in order for us to be successful at the level we want to be at, we have to do this on a consistent basis.
Is this about as efficient as the offense against a pretty good team? Could be every no one takes more than 10 shots and shoot high percentage?
I think so. But I mean, that was the case. Jordan has 15 shots. You still got to take the shots. You got to be aggressive. Just like Darius, I thought Darius had an opportunity to score that, but he was standing straight up. You still got to be aggressive and play the game. Because it's a mentality, and you can't mentally. If you're on the floor, you're playing a college game. I mean, they have college players. We have college players. It's not a case of not being ready to play. You still got to compete.
You said a couple of glorious losses where Jordan scored a lot, but you were hoping he would get other guys involved. It seems like he had his assistants in that. These past couple of games, we've seen that out of him.
Again, if he shoots 20 shots, if they're good shots, that's fine. But I think there were opportunities maybe he could pass to a guy. And I just think as a scorer, trusting the guy next to you. It's not a case of, I don't like this guy, that sort of thing. But trusting the fact that whether he can make the shot or not, he's open. Now, it's my job. That guy can't deliver to put somebody in that can, But just one of the biggest things. You got to get that ball up because he might have had a shot, but there's something else going on behind that.
How important was it for the guys to have a game like this to show themselves what they can do, what they're capable of?
Well, I think it's good, but again, you're talking about talented players, and I think when you don't have the success level you want to have, there's doubt. I mean, that's with anybody, any player. I went through it, but just, again, stick to the scouting report. These things here will help us win games. 500 shots a day. You do all those things, you have success, because they're obviously talented basketball players.
We've asked almost every game, about opportunities for resume wins. You got one.
Yeah.
It has to help you win the SEC.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it's a good wing. It's a quality opponent, physical opponent. They'll do well in the ACC. But I think more than anything, it just shows our guys the level we're capable of playing at when we play together, when we play hard. Because that's a talented team. Like I said, I was surprised, with the way we did what we did. Thank you.